Welcome to The Other Dimension with the team, Damon Penny, Ben Winfield, and Louisa Brown. We guide you through the supernatural, the occult, and the unexplained, answering questions that will make you question your grip of reality, with special guests guiding you through everything from demons to divination, cryptids to crystals, religion to skeptics. We explore in depth the true meaning of the unexplained. So strap in, kick back, and enjoy as we enter the other dimension.
Oh, boys and girls, yes, it is I, by myself.
Not myself. I'm just out show.
I'm joking by myself. So I'm just going to do back and forth for a minute. Lou is here, by the way, guys.
I'm here.
She has just turned up with another can of, relentless this
Not
time.
another can. It is a can.
It is a different can. Yes, we're going to swap sides for some reason. It's more confusing. Damon is on the way, however, he is running late as well. So it is literally just
Me and thee.
me. It is D&D.
Me and me.
And the pups are hopefully going to be quiet. So,
Shall see.
yes, might help us put comments on. Evening, Natasha, I just apologise to anyone that is French that watches this. That was a terrible,
Don't
random.
It's been a long week.
It has been a long week. I'm sorry, guys, that I look absolutely shattered. I started a new job Monday, and so this week, good evening, Jess. Nice of you to join us. Why do I keep swapping into this dodgy accent? I do not know. So,
Just wait for the other accent to come out. See what happens then.
any accent is available at this current time.
Send your requests, guys. Ben will insult anybody.
I try not to. So
He does it with love.
yes. I'm just losing the plot now. So tonight's show is truth or false when it comes to paranormal questions. And by the looks, you've been diving through one of my books.
Yeah, I've got a couple of stories that we can like all chat about amongst us that are quite funny. So when Damon joins us, we'll do that later in the show.
Coach Stevie go, I'm not doing King Julian.
Oh, coffee. It's a proper coffee.
We have books, yes.
Oh no, the other one's here as well.
Hello. So all of you that are logged in, it is nice to see you all. We are just having a bit of hecticness at the minute.
Yes, I literally come back now. It's taking so long.
Yes. Guys, obviously a little exclusive as well for our show. I am out filming on Thursday with
Yeah.
show. That's all I will say, and it's not House is Haunted.
Anyone who he didn't get show to our group, got show to him to start them. Anyone who's part of the seen about what show that is happening. Yeah. So that's what Ben's doing. We're going on a little trip. It's going to be interesting.
Yes.
Dark art specialists versus, is it versus or is it just chatting with?
It's just a general chit chat.
Dark art specialist versus occultologist.
It's a general chit chat. We cannot give you any more information than that.
Yeah, you know.
So beyond that, anything that Lou's just said, we've not said at all in any way, shape, or form. Because it could get us into trouble.
No trouble. Oh, yes.
But beyond that, yes. So today's show, we will be starting with questions.
Yeah.
What are you going for?
Oh, no, I just wrote some down. Don't know what you guys have got.
Fire them up.
The other guy's not here yet.
No.
Oh, what have you got?
Well, I've got many things. No, I was going to write off your questions in a minute because my brain's kind of dead. So I apologise on that one, guys. Oh, there is something I was going to do. I'm going to be doing a special when my book arrives on the first ever book I studied. So it's going to be like a one-off sort of show where we discuss this book, and you'll get to look at the first book I learned. I'm not giving away that until then.
No.
Yes, and Sunday shows might have to stop for a little while as well due to my new job. I am going up to Liverpool to work for 4 or 5 weeks, I think I said. And we're going to be working every single weekend. So I might have to drop off for a little bit and then come back on at some point.
Oh my god.
Wow, Jess.
Gosh. Do you know how tiny this writing is on here?
Let's just say we'll just catch up with people. So hi Kate, nice to see you along. Good to see everyone on. Right, so Jess with I'm going to write a paragraph. Do you want it reading there or do you want it reading there?
Don't make much difference. They're both as tiny as the other. Okay, got one. I've been dying to ask. So the happy birthday chant ceremony, if you will. Sorry, I've got an itchy eyeball. So I don't know why. So you light candles, switch lights off, stand in a circle, chant happy birthday to you and blow candles out. Said to be sealing very inevitable death. What's your thoughts? Do you know heard of it? Why is not having I don't know, you do.
Okay. Oh, Jesus. It hit heavy. Yes, you were the gate. So the Harry Potter. I don't know why Harry Potter suddenly came into my brain. I don't know. It's because I'm just thinking of magic. Yeah, sorry guys, my brain.
Harry Potter when
yeah.
it thinks of magic. Don't go much be sweet.
My brain is a bit fried, guys. I've been at work since well, 6:30 this morning, and all I've been doing is grinding. So when it comes to that, there are multiple stories, multiple folklores on what it's supposed to actually do. One of the most common ones being that if you don't actually celebrate your birthday with the chanting happy birthday, you are
happy birthday.
I know what I mean.
Sing it.
I'm just going by what I mean. I'm really tired, really tired, guys. I really apologize. It's been a rough week. That if you do not do it on your birthday, then you will die that year. That's literally one of the most morbid ones I know for that. The other one I also know is it's with that circle of family around that lot. It's supposed to deter the spirits from collecting on you as well on your birthday. Some of them, I'm starting to remember some of them. They're all pretty, really kind of dark. they're kind of. The more I remember, the more I'm realizing they're really dark. But yeah, that's the general gist of the happy birthday celebration one. Yeah, it's supposed to be obviously. It started as a pagan ritual for celebrating one's birth, and I mean a proper old school paganism to supply you with the energy needed to allow you to live one more year, kind of thing. It's weird. There's a lot of weird things. Well, that's the best I can explain it without going into absolute loads of details. So just do a quick catch up. Hello, Craig. Nice to see you. You're meant to look younger if you don't. Yeah, there's loads of weird stuff around the happy birthday one. We'll do one on basic things like that. Might be an interesting show. What did I just press?
I don't know, don't do it again.
Yeah. Hello, Kelly. Nice you to join us. And Kate. What was your favourite book when you were a child? Mine was Wind in the Willows. I have an original copy from my granddad, I think. Oh,
I still have mine. The trilogy.
You've still got mine somewhere as well.
Witch stories, fairy stories, and monster stories.
She got married to a monster.
No comment.
Yes.
Had these. It goes very well. Can't remember how old. But yeah, only got dragon on that side. Yeah. Fairies, monsters, and witch stories. All for bedtime.
Nice.
Yeah, I kept it so that everyone could have a read through as well. So
Yes.
everyone likes reading.
This will make everyone laugh. When I was young, my grandma used to read me Bible stories to me to get me to sleep.
Oh,
I used to fall fast asleep to them. I still kind of do now. How does that sound? So, are we starting your list?
well, we don't have to. We can just see what's going off and see if you want to talk about anything.
No, we'll have a crack at some of these
It's only
questions.
like a general thing just to like prompt.
Yeah, let's have a general quest. Everyone wants to see Lou's list.
Honest.
Thumbs up if guys, thumbs up if you want to see Lou's list because she always writes stuff on.
Like, you know, so we can guys, because I know sometimes conversations can run away and you know, just
hold on, I'm
Why
coming.
am I having to invite David?
Oh, for God's sake. I'm here.
It's like the Blair Witch Project.
Oh, no, what donut.
Are you good?
Yeah, should be. Hold on, I've got to put my phone on the charger. Oh my God, what the... Hello, everybody.
It's been a bit of a crazy start. First there was me, then there was Lou, now Damon's here. So we're all good, guys. We're all cool. Big shout out to the silent listeners, by the way. And we know a lot of people watch that are silent, they don't like to comment. And those of you that watch back after we've seen the episodes, guys, again, the show we wouldn't do the show. You guys, I'm sort of lost complete track of where I was going to say.
we appreciate you joining us. Even
That's the one.
Watching on playback and just sadly.
The guys that watch back on playback, if you ever want to get in contact, just get in contact with the show. Honestly, we will chat till the cows come home, which I've just realised is a proper British saying. Some American people aren't going to understand that. And I think Damon's camera's frozen.
Like,
Just been being very thin.
I like our truck. How we doing, out, lad?
Right.
I've been practicing that for a week. Don't comment. It's taken me a week to learn how to do that.
Oh, it was very good.
Wow, what is it supposed to be?
Is it good, Lou? Did you like it?
It sounded a bit mank to me. Yeah.
When have you met Mank?
Like, you know, Manchester.
Oh, I know Mank is Iron Man.
No, not Isle of Man Mank. They're Manx.
Yeah.
Yeah, X at the end.
Joe, I'm trying to say the word mank. It means mouldy.
Well, yeah. But it's also shot for Manchesterian person.
As everyone can see, I've been working on the studio. Voila.
Nice.
Beautiful.
I think everyone's starting to realise how tired I actually look.
You do. You look like you're
attention to it.
knees.
Oh, but yes.
Welcome,
Been a stressful week. Welcome to Bedtimes with Ben.
We'll read Bible stories and put you to sleep.
Once upon a time, there was a baby Jesus.
If there's explosions in it, it's a good story.
Oh, look,
But yeah.
Well, say, you know, if they haven't got one to be them with or not.
Look at that.
Nice. It's upside
Mate,
down there.
That bit really hurt. That really hurt. It done my elbow. Oh my days. I actually passed out. No. Right. Bloody hell, Damon scared the crap out of me. Why didn't... I'm not that ugly, Kate. Jesus Christ. God. So I've actually now that I am literally the butt of every joke on this show now. I'm like the bullied house husband.
Oh.
No.
That's right. I'm going to go sulk in a minute.
More like the lovely mascot that isn't bullied.
He's not a mascot.
To be fair, the dog's a mascot. I'm trying to salvage him.
He's not salvaging anything.
Lou, hats off to him. He was just he managed to be so nice and insulting in the same sentence. Like that.
No.
I am so tired.
Right,
Oh, dear.
welcome along, everybody. Welcome to the show. Tonight, we're going to be taking a journey into the dream world.
Why does it look like you're about to start an episode of Strange But True?
That was the whole point. I'm
Why has
sitting
he got
like,
such a close up of his knee?
Don't know.
Showing his legs.
what's wrong with my knee?
I was just like, why do we see your leg?
What's wrong with my legs, Lou?
It's right there.
Kind of making me want KFC.
What the hell? I did not rush back to be insulted like this.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, one insult after the other.
I'm just going to shut up now.
All right, Damon.
Yeah.
Right, I've got a list and I've got a book, but they're kind of like backup stuff for sort of depending on where the conversation goes. So, have you got anything that you want to say about that's, a myth or fact or fiction or whatever that you're thinking about?
True story. Everyone knows that Ireland is completely like just dripped in like mythology and old wives' tales and stories. And my family are originally from a place called Howth in Dublin, which is just outside. It's like a harbour town. So we went over there, like I think I was about 18, 19 to meet the family and that. And we went to a couple of places that have myths about them, which is quite cool. You've got somewhere called Glendalough, which is where they shot pirates of the Caribbean. And the myth behind that is that the lake itself is completely bottomless and houses mermaids inside. That's quite cool. And also the Giant's Causeway. You went to see the Giant's Causeway. If anyone knows what that is, it's like loads of like 50 pence piece shaped rocks that are all dotted together. Supposedly, like, they was called the Giant's Causeway because the giants actually carved it as part of the landscape. So yeah, there's some myths that I know.
Cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
Shall we do a couple of these? Or?
Actually, I've got another one.
Science Beyond the Grave. Nice you to. I'm assuming it might be Gemma.
What that is?
Yeah. Join us. We'll share the link later on. We'll be on Science Beyond the Grave at 8:30.
I've got another myth actually, and it's quite a true one. There is a myth floating about. That's better. There's a myth floating about that Ben doesn't actually have a religion. He's just lying to make friends.
That'd be an interesting one.
What's that? Hold on one sec. This guy. Debate. Peter Pan is the bad guy and Captain Huck is the good guy because he's trying to stop him from kidnapping kids and keeping them forever.
That is one theory.
Best person to ask about that, Michael Jackson. Knows a lot about Peter Pan.
Oh, to just add proof to that comment, by the way, there are a few people that do know my religion.
Oh,
Kate can back this up.
So, hold on, you've told Kate and not told me. We know where your friends lie. It's fine.
Do you know what? No, Kate guessed it herself. To be fair, I just filled in the gaps. All I did was fill in the gaps.
Yes, Kate is squeaky. I haven't got the WD-40. I'm trying to stay still as much as I can, but I'm a chav. They always move about all over the place. So Lou, hit us up with some of these myths you got and see if they spark some of these.
It's not so much like myths like that sense of the way. It's like, paranormal, true or false kind of thing, fact or fiction or the myth or what. You need like such as,
Huh? Why do you say that? I've got loads of them.
I put it in the chat before, didn't I?
Oh, is it this week? I thought that was for next week. Oh, God. Oh.
So, right. So, for example, I wrote some bits down. Like, you need the name of the demon to control it.
Rubbish.
Exactly. So I didn't know, I wasn't just going to run through. I didn't know if you want to discuss.
Knowing the name of the demon only gives you 1 up on anything. And that's your fact.
It's cheating.
Sorry, I've just seen the questions and that's cheating. They're the ones I was supposed to be asking. It's slightly twisted.
Well, yeah, the first one's that.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
That's why I came up with that idea of this show, honey.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh God. The next one, common thing people say, prayer gets rid of the demons.
Suppose that's true in the sense if the exorcist is of a certain background or religion.
More on a psychological effect. It's basically a more perceived blow. I am not speaking properly at
And he's
all,
on
guys.
about psychology of the person,
Yes.
not of the demon.
Yeah.
Or are you on about the psychological effect?
The psychological effect of the human mind. If someone believes something is going to work, it will work. Kind of thing.
It's not the prayer that gets rid of the demon. It's the exorcist's belief that the prayer will work that gets rid of the demon. See what I mean? So it's not the words that he's spouting, and like Kate said, it's not the Latin that he's talking, because that's a load of crap. But it's the actual belief in the words and the belief in God that gets rid of it, not so much the fact that God is there. Because there's that whole fallacy as well that ancient relics or metal crosses or St. Christopher's medal burn into the skin when a demon is present. I've never seen evidence of that in my life, if I'm honest here.
I can tell you how that started.
How did it start, Ben? Fill us in. If you can talk, those.
Yeah, sorry, I'm slightly waking up a little bit more.
Do you want
I might have to just have a bit of.
You have the rest of it, it's fine. It's kind of perfect.
Sorry. No, I'll go and get a can in a minute.
You just
basically, there's some people out there. There is an illness, and I can't remember the name of it for the love of the money. But where you are allergic to certain metals, so iron and silver was one of the main things.
Lady who's got silver allergies.
That's
you did.
Yes. This is how some of this started. That during the time, like old relics were all made out of gold and silver, and if silver was pressed against someone's skin, it would burn them. This is where a lot of it started.
And you know as well, another point actually, because I read this, holy water contains 15% magnesium, and that would also flare up the same thing that you're talking about. When they throw holy water on somebody who's possessed and it starts to bubble, it's because holy water is 15% magnesium and 5% zinc as well.
I know holy water. Well, you can make holy water out of anything.
Yeah, it's just
water.
Yeah, there's only one ingredient that gets missed out of it, which they don't add anymore for some bizarre reason, which is extra virgin olive oil.
Not to moisturize the demon.
Yeah. Oh, Mr. Demon, you've got horrible skin. It's because you're working.
I won't do that. I'm covered in metal shavings.
That later then.
Put a magnet to my face. It would
Wow, we've got loads of comments coming in now.
Kate's one is like really cool.
Wait, hang on.
Go on, you pick
We'll put Kate's up and then we'll jump up to Jess.
Mm-hmm.
Is putting a circle of salt around your bed legit? Someone did that in an Airbnb.
It's an old fallacy that comes back from ancient times. They used to, on the night of marriage, before they consummate the marriage, they used to put a circle of salt around the bed because supposedly the demon would try to take the virginity of the bride. And it sort of stemmed from that, Chinese whispers. Salt does work to a degree when it comes to demonic hauntings and also negative spirits. A lot of people you'll see, they'll put salt on the borders of their property, across windows and across doors.
Go on, man.
No, I know salt works. I've seen it work.
It has to be certain salt, man.
Ain't it sea salt?
It has to be crystallized salt. So
yeah.
Salt that you buy from the shop that you put in your chips, no.
Table salt, that is.
It has to be crystallized salt because it's the crystallization that causes the infraction of light, which then holds the energy pack.
You'll be there for hours trying to draw a circle of salt with a grind.
Demons are fussy. They like the good salt, not the cheap nasty stuff.
The best salt to actually use.
Pink Himalayan salt.
Believe it or not, no.
Oh really?
Yeah, it is actually, in fact, Persian blue salt, which is really rare to find because it comes from certain mine in, I think it's Christ.
Persia, by any chance?
No, trying to think. I read it. It's in an old manuscript that I read that comes from Baghdad, but I can't remember whereabouts because nowadays maps don't in line with old maps. If you get what I mean, what would be considered a certain area is not that area anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll find it out, guys, and I'll let you know.
Yes, saying Bloody Mary or a demon's name or spirit's name 3 times into a mirror. They will haunt you, your family, loved ones. Personally, I think it's rubbish. It's one that I have heard constantly from junior school.
Yeah, the good old-fashioned urban legends.
There's actually a reason where this comes from as well. Back in the times, back in the old Dark Ages and things like this, they used to create these things called witches' totems, and then they look almost like they're made out of like skulls and bones of animals and that, and they're sort of put in a totem, and they would. The rumor has it they would embed the spirit into the totem and then pass it to somebody as a gift. And the way they would activate the totem is by saying the name of the evil spirit that was in the totem into a mirror 3 times. And that's over the years has gone to a point now where the whole Bloody Mary thing. I remember doing Bloody Mary in school, and I was scared. I'm not going to lie, it scared the life out of me. But she never turned up. I was quite disappointed. I was stood up by a ghost.
I wonder if now though it's because mirrors aren't the way they used to be made.
No, because they make them in, because mirrors nowadays, the reflection from mirror is mainly made from a combination of a metal alloy, isn't it?
Yeah, it's mainly made out of like aluminium and stuff like that, where old mirrors, which are frigging expensive to buy now, if you can still get older relics, you'd be surprised. Can't really find them in charity shop. I've been looking for, put it this way, I've been looking for one for a very long time. And I'm made out of silver.
Yeah.
Highly polished silver, and it's really hard to find one.
Christina says, burnt is that where some people's skin is like a bluesy colour. I think it was all about when stuff was like the allergies to
Yes,
stuff.
yeah. That's it then, yeah. It's right, because I was thinking of Persian salt, because Persian salt has a blue tinge to it.
It all could be, Christina, the fact that they've run out of special brew. So
I've heard salt helps negative things rather than keep it away.
Yeah, that's where your crystallization comes from.
Cool story. I read a urban legend once that if you put salt in an egg cup and you infuse it with what was it? You put it in an egg cup and you infuse it with alkaline water, but only a tiny bit. And then if the salt turns black, you've entrapped a negative spirit. If it stays white but goes solid, you've trapped a positive spirit.
Oh yeah, there was that one. There was one with eggs as well, wasn't there?
Yeah.
The egg.
Egg cleansing.
Yeah, egg cleanser.
That depends on the freshness of the egg, to be fair, a lot of that.
Are we talking about the same thing, Joe? Like they can predict the sex of a child using an egg. Is that right? Oh no, that's a needle, isn't it? It's a needle on a bit of thread, isn't it?
That's just like pendulum methods, isn't it?
I know the Egyptians could work out the sex of a child. They had a method for it, which is really weird ass method.
Well, I don't even want to know how, especially after all the torture stories we got from the Egyptians.
No, to be fair, it was a really simple method. They got, and I can't remember what plants they were, but if they got certain plants and certain seeds, so like that have wheat, stuff like that, and they basically collect a bit of the woman's urine that was supposed to be pregnant, and then pour it on the plants. Now, only certain plants would grow if it detected male hormones, and the other plants would only grow if they detect female. So it was weird, and it actually had recent scientists did try it out, and it had something like an 82% proving rate. It was quite a unique trick.
No,
talking about pregnancy and stuff like that, I found out. I'm heavily into like going to the gym, weights and that sort of thing. and I was reading a page about steroids. I don't take steroids, but I was reading a page about it. And did you know that men that take steroids are 93% more likely to have a daughter rather than a son?
Yeah.
That's nuts, isn't it?
Yeah. You know, also while we're on that, and this is an actual fact which is slowly starting to be more worrying scientists. The X, is it the X gene or the Y gene that determines if you're male or female?
It's the X gene, isn't it?
I can't remember which one it is, but males as a gender are dying out.
Oh, okay.
People are producing more women than they are men.
Yeah, it's because everyone's on steroids. One from Jessica saying, have you heard the Peppa Pig fable? No, I haven't.
Jess, I think that might be an urban legend. I watched the video you sent. I think it might be an urban legend.
It might be an
urban legend, along with the sleep. What was the other one? The sleep deprivation experiment that the Russians did. That was going around for a while.
Kate says there's a calendar method to find out the gender of a child as well, astrology and all that.
Yep.
I've never heard of that myself. Christina saying a ring with a string. That sounds like something you get in prison. I did that with the grandkids and it's right with the gender.
Yeah.
I've heard that it has a very high success rate.
Random fact, and I didn't find this out for a while, but did you know the wedding ring?
How did you?
Did you know the wedding ring wasn't actually used until 1914?
Okay.
It became fully in use during World War One, so that soldiers had something to remind them of home and their loved ones.
Big shout out to H, who's a silent listener. Shout out to you. Have a good night out. Enjoy yourself. Well, we've been getting quite a lot of silent ones, you know. But
We've
guys,
got a lot of silent listeners.
if you want to join in with the chat and you're listening to us silently, come and join in with the chat. You can comment via YouTube, you can comment via Facebook. It's better when the show's interactive, when you guys are involved, because you can ask us these questions and it sparks up debates. Because I think me and Ben have covered every single, or me, Ben, and Lou, and in all, including divination and Scarlet Witch's show, we have covered every single subject there could possibly be to do with like the paranormal and the weird and wonderful. So spark up a debate, guys. You know.
Yeah. What else you got on your questions?
It's not questions.
What?
It's you know.
Your check sheet.
That.
Your bingo sheet.
The bingo sheet. Big one. Demons want your soul. Keeps coming around, that does.
Yeah.
Oh, you want your soul. Everyone keeps saying it. Oh my god.
As a demonologist, it's crazy how many times you have to explain to people that the demon doesn't want your soul. It wants to be able to house your body to do things that it can't do because it doesn't have a body itself.
Yes. Yeah.
It's amazing how Hollywood plays a massive part in this, because it's Hollywood that makes us believe that demons want to haunt your soul and they like to take little children and stuff like that. It's just absolutely crazy.
Yeah, from the Catholic point of view, it's always been that they want your soul. However, and this is a trigger warning to any Christians, Catholics, Judaism, Islamic people that watch this, the only entity in history, and this is proof, that wants your soul, and only your soul, is God. And it's written in black and white in the Bible.
Yep.
Don't argue with me on that point.
It's just crazy. It just shows the influence that Hollywood and common misconception has over the population.
Mm-hmm.
Next, Lou.
Next one. Got on an investigation. There's a chance spirits could follow you home.
But this one gets on my nerves.
I'd say there is a small chance. However, they wouldn't last long due to basically quantum mechanics. I'm going to stop there before I go on a ramble.
There's the only way a spirit is going to follow you home, right? Yeah, it's A, if you're with a paranormal team who don't know what the hell they're doing, or B, Ben and Lou turn up as special guests. Then it's follow you home.
We're not that.
No, I'm not. I didn't say he was bad at all. I wasn't saying that. I wasn't getting that. You know why I said that, so don't go there.
No, there's a small possibility of the spirit following you home. However, they will only be able to linger for say approximately a day, day and a half, due to their energy depletion. Eventually, they would fade away, and they would have to return to where they are. You can't have someone latch onto you from an investigation for ages. 9 times out of 10, then don't even care what you're doing, so they're not bothered. They're not going to follow you out. They're just going to leave you to it.
Sorry, guys. A couple that we need to sort of. Jessica says Lilith being a protector, but yet stealing kids' babies to deform or strike them with plague.
That's to do with history.
Yeah, that is a myth. That is a myth. Don't forget there are stories behind Lilith. You know, Lilith was supposed to be one of the first women ever created. She was created along with Adam. It was Adam and Lilith was created first. She was subservient to him. So then she was struck down and sent to hell, and they built Eve out of Adam's right rib bone because that means that she was made from him, so she'd be subservient to him. That's why Lilith is used as a sign for a lot of feminist groups.
Whereas if you look at like Sumerian history, she was a goddess.
Exactly.
She was the goddess of miscarriage and what was the other one? Miscarriage and something else, isn't it?
Stillbirth.
Stillbirths. She was the goddess that looked after them children. It was Christianity doing all its brilliant normality.
It's the crossover again, Ben. How many times we spoke about crossovers? You know what I mean? Right. Christina says, I was wondering, do you all ever watch the Dead Files? So
Yep.
what do you think of the of Amy Alien, the way Amy Alien she reads people about the spirits? I've never seen it. So I'm gonna have to hand this over to the capable Ben and Lou who have probably watched Dead Files.
I haven't watched it for a long time. What do you think of Amy Allen, the way she reads people on land? Again, it's if it's what I'm thinking of, it's very Americanized. No offense. She plays on a lot of stuff.
Yeah. You have to. I like I say to people all the time on the show, and this is not me putting down anything to do with Hollywood or TV programs, but you have to understand the best thing to do is watch a ghost show on TV and pause it at the beginning where it has all the disclaimer at the beginning, right? It says on there, this show is for entertainment purposes only. So they are literally there to entertain you. It doesn't mean that they have to give you facts or fiction. In fact, the disclaimer at the beginning, by them saying this is for entertainment purposes only, means that they can lie through their teeth.
Yes.
So yeah, they have to put that on because I was reading that a bit earlier. They have to put it on part of the broadcasting code.
Yeah.
Because technically they're not allowed to show it like, as a real thing, even though, some of the things we see is real.
Why?
I remember that. I was reading it quickly before picking everyone up from school.
It is because we still, technically, what I do, which is really, really funny, technically I can still be arrested and put to trial.
Yeah, of course you can. Of course you can.
Of being a cultologist. Even though I've studied at Cambridge and Oxford, even though they own most of the esoteric books. And every single person of the royal family has had a spiritual advisor. Or because this is a Christian country, it's still classed as witchcraft, which means that can technically still be done for it.
There's still laws that actually. There are a lot of outdated laws that we don't live by, and don't forget there are two types of laws in this country as well. You have the common law, which is what we all live by, and then you have nautical law. Like, have you read the story about the guy that claims he's actually written a letter to the government saying he no longer wants to live by common law, he wants to live by nautical law, so he doesn't pay tax?
That'd be interesting to see how that works.
Well, it's working for him at the moment. He's getting away with it.
They'll find a loophole somewhere.
Yeah, of course they will. But at the moment, he's winning. It's like not being. It's like getting away with not paying your TV license. You know, you're like, yeah, boy, they're going to catch up with you at some point, but you're going to go, yeah, I'm enjoying it while it's lasting. Do you know what I mean?
To be fair, we pay ours.
I'll pay mine.
But I don't know anyone else that pays theirs. The BBC is slowly shutting down.
I pay mine, and the last time I rung them, I had an argument with them on the phone because I was like, I'm paying for terrestrial TV. So basically, I'm paying to broadcast from an aerial. Now, there is not a TV in my household that broadcasts from an aerial anymore. It's all through the internet. And they went, well, as long as you watch live TV, then you have to pay your TV license. I said, but the live TV I watch isn't based in the UK, it's based in the US. I don't watch any UK live TV. And then I have to give proof over a year period that I've never watched any UK live TV. And then the year after that, I get I don't have to pay my TV license. It's just backwards.
Yeah, you can get around it. Hello, Jacqueline.
Hey,
Nice to join us.
You're right, our chalk. What's Kate saying? Did you know that late 70s as the 1970s? Right, okay, I'm starting again. Did you know that as late of the 1970s, babies, young children that passed away could be buried with recently passed away females in the same coffin so they weren't alone? Yes. I tell you who told us about that when me and Ben done an interview with Kate Sherrill. Do you remember when we done that interview with Kate? Talking about that? Has he been bit?
I think something's gone in his shoulder.
Oh, lovely. So yeah, when me and Ben interviewed Kate Sherrill, she come on the show and she was talking about all them like weird. She's into like the whole weird burial sort of thing and Victorian mediums and stuff like that. And she was talking about children being buried. And then she was saying as well, people used to pay to have their stillborn child buried with someone who was quite well off in this world because they believed that they could afford to pay the firemen to go into the afterlife as well. So
yeah, sorry about it, guys. Me muscle in my shoulders just gone a bit dodge. And I've seen some of the photos, Jacqueline. Nice to see where you are. Do you
know Wales used to be called Wallis? I'm being serious. There's not me chatting at me bum. Wales used to be called Wallis, and Scotland was known as Scotia. Mm-hmm. That's when England was divided into three. So you had Wessex, Northumbria, and I can't remember what the middle one was called. I think it's Mercia.
Yeah.
It's Cymru now. Yeah, it's Cymru now. Jacqueline, can you read what they write on the road signs over there? Because they have it in English at the top, then they do Welsh at the bottom, and it's got like random letters plonked all over the place.
You mean Gaelic?
No, it's Welsh.
Yeah, Gaelic.
It's Welsh. Gaelic's Irish, isn't it?
Same.
Italian for Wales is Gales. Gales.
Gaelic.
Oh, it's Italian, so you got to go Gales. Actually, you'll be able to answer that, Kate, right? Now, is this true or not? We're talking about myths and stuff like that, right? I've got an Italian guy at work, and he talks with his hands. Everything is like this, and he's very like... Do they all do that? Is it like a... Because, I mean, whenever you see them in movies or anything like that, they really do. They're so, like, sort of... with their hands.
I talk with my hands.
Yeah, but when you're on the show, you don't do it. But this guy...
No, it's because I'm sat with me hand under my leg.
Stay there.
Yeah, but this guy at work, he's just like, what do you want for lunch? And he's like, I'll have a cheese sandwich and with the onion. And it's like, wow. Like he's
You
just
thought your accents were bad at the beginning of the show, honey. Damon's just got him, yeah. Take it another step.
what's that? Can tell you watched The Last Kingdom? Yes, that's where I got all the information from. Last Kingdom. I don't start. I love that program. Uhtred of Bebbanburg is a legend. So, oh, see, Kate said it there. Yes, 100%. It's an expression of their expression and 8% of them language in gestures.
Yeah.
Nah, knew it.
I speak with my hands a lot still. I think we all like they go nuts when it comes to explaining with hands. No, I don't understand a word as I've been coming here since a child, but
I understand some words.
But I follow a brown tourist sign for a laugh down a single track road and have no idea what I'm going to find.
Nice.
I've read the
Okay,
books. Awesome.
Oh, there's one of the silent listeners. Sarah.
Yes, happening, Sarah Archuk. How you doing, Archuk?
Oh god.
I'm going to get there. I will get to a point where you go, he's Northern.
I'm just going to leave that one as it is because that's just an auntie. So I'll leave you to do that one.
One bunny.
Hey?
I can't remember if it's you or one my other Northern friend that calls everyone bunny.
It's not me. I call everyone duck.
Oh right, yeah, duck. Yeah, that's it. You call one duck and he calls everyone bunny. It's weird. Strange.
You should read the Last Kingdom. Yeah.
They are absolutely amazing. They're written so well. So well.
Yes, have an Italian, more passionate, the bigger the movement.
Have you seen them doing the whole pizza base thing? I watched a TikTok, right? Yeah, and this guy was like spinning it and rolling it around his shoulders, and then I know it's not Italians. I know it's Americans that do it. All right,
You're on TikTok.
But,
right, Damon. Every TikTok video you mentioned on the lives, you need to post it onto the group so we can all watch. Okay?
That because I literally spend a good 4.5 hours a day on TikTok.
Well, just the ones that you're mentioning on the live.
No, I'm not going to mention TikTok anymore now.
But you talk about them, and we need to see it.
Yeah, we want to see these videos.
So you need to find it and put it up on the show.
I will try and find the one. Right, there's a really funny video that I think everyone will find. Oh, she's such a donut. Damien, you have to go see bruv. God. There's a funny video where a little Jack Russell steals its owner's false teeth, but he steals them so it's in his mouth. And when he turns around and looks at them, he's just smiling. It's the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. It's so good. Sarah Lee, do explain. Explain what?
I'm just going to nod and what else we got on your?
Well, judging by that's how well it's going, we're going to be able to do a couple of shows on it.
List.
I don't know. I might read something actually for you guys.
Go on then, Lou.
She's done.
Right, hang on.
Where's my books? They've always got paper tags hanging out that she's had a nosy at.
I'm going to read it about eye killers.
Eye killers?
Eye killers.
Is that the new thing from Apple where if you watch it, you die?
Pizza tossing. Yeah, just those a few good tosses.
You got cheating about me. You got cheating about me. God, you're going to get spanned.
Right. So, in Southwest Native American law, monstrous demons who killed by staring at people without blinking, eye killers, are a variation of evil eye law. According to law, demons were born into the world when women became pregnant by using dildos.
Jesus, this is a family-rated show.
Yep. Twin eye killers, a male and a female, were born after a chief's daughter impregnated herself with a prong from a sour cactus. When born, the eye killers were round and tapered at one end and without limbs. As they grew, they developed owls' heads, serpent bodies, and huge clawed paws. Killing lightning bolts flew from their eyes. It took all of the village shaman's skill to exorcise the demons from the village. The eye killers were a nearly invulnerable force. The only way people could stave them off was to build a fire. However, victims usually would be struck dead before they could make fires. A hero named Monster Slayer decided he would kill the demons. He went to the cave where they lived and built a large fire in the entrance. Then he called out to the eye killers. When they appeared, he threw salt on the fire. The sparks forced the eye killers to shut their eyes for a few moments, long enough for the Monster Slayer to club them to death on their heads with his flint club. What do I think of that guy? True or false?
Can I just say, before we go any further, we at the Other Dimension do not condone lovemaking to any cactuses or prickly plants at all. Right? It could cause major injury and a trip to the hospital.
That story, how many different elements do we suddenly go from one thing to another thing to another thing on that?
I'm still stuck on the fact that demons are born from making love to dildos. That's just stuck. That's like etched in my mind for some reason. Do you know what I mean?
There we go.
I've just remembered where the salt myth comes from.
Okay.
Sorry,
No, that's as weird as this is going to sound. I know I'm never going to live this down. That story just jogged my brain back to where I know where the salt story started from. It isn't salt that gets used in what's called in the Arab nations. They do use salt for stuff, but it's for mainly dealing with jinn. When it comes to demons, the salt is saltpeter, not salt.
Oh yeah, it could be counterbalanced with salt pork as well.
Yeah. It's saltpeter that is used in all rituals. Why have I only just remembered?
I don't know. Are you trying to bring it back to something more serious after getting
No.
impregnated with dildos?
The scariest part about that is it took a conversation about demons born text and prickly cactuses for you to remember where the soul comes from.
Completely random. Oh my god. Okay, it's all about Chav again.
Oh.
Just what? Get pews out. What were they smoking? Wait, what?
Oh,
Whatever it's that one. So.
Jess is a legend. She really is.
Rest up to top.
Jess, why would you keep it in the top drawer? Hide it, for God's sake, especially if you've got kids. Can you imagine, like, you walk in the bedroom one night and they're having a lightsaber fight? You're like, put them away. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I thought you'd like that story. It just,
Oh, yeah, that's fantastic.
And everybody just discuss.
I want to know how many people's keyboard don't work now because they've all just spat tea all over it.
Yeah, you weren't expecting that one, were you?
No, that's quite. I quite enjoyed that story. Very, very true.
Sorry, I think we're off.
Yeah, you okay?
5 years of research has suddenly just gone. I've just remembered the main ingredient that we've been missing. But that's a completely and utterly different story. Yeah.
Oh, I've just realised what Jess said. She said, "Best empty top drawer. Don't want kids." Me. I thought you had kids. Sorry, Jess. Just a heads up, though, Jess.
You just got images of them fighting, haven't you?
Yeah, just any sort of semi-synthetic thing like that is not going to get you pregnant. Just a heads up on that one. That's another myth we dealt with. Don't keep cactus. It's amazing how a story from a book can just bring out like the grotty side of everyone's mind. You know what I mean?
It's always fun.
Mm.
Everyone watches this show for a good laugh and a good reason.
No crotch goblins for me, thanks. That's another thing. Is that a myth or not? Do leprechauns exist?
Yes.
They do?
Yeah, what?
Are they just vertically challenged rich people?
I don't know. I couldn't hear that over the bloody dogs.
I said, Are leprechauns just vertically challenged rich people?
I don't even know how to comment on this without getting it shut down.
Oh, awesome. Awesome. Right. Oh.
Do you want me to do one more? Not a story or anything, just a little statement. Or is Amy doing something?
I want to put it out there, right?
We can't see your eyes.
Wrong terminology just after the chat we've just had.
All right, okay. I just want to put it out there. Has anyone actually been reading the? Oh, I'm not even on the camera. I won't tell.
No.
We can't see your eyes.
Has anyone actually been reading the papers and you realised? Do you know? Obviously, we're going through this politically correct time now because they've just done all the Roald Dahl books, and they've changed things in there so it doesn't offend people. You can now not use the term mermaid. They have to be mer people because mermaid insists that it's female and that is insensitive to males and gender neutral people. What the hell? The world's gone crazy.
That's been out for years, though.
Yeah, but can you imagine? They're going to change the name of the Little Mermaid to the Little Merperson. That's weird.
I don't know. I don't know if they'll be able to change it to that because technically she's not a person, is she? So it'd have to be like merfish. But she's not all fish.
Half person, half fish.
Yeah, she's half fish.
The Little Mer.
Fisher them. Oh, yeah. It's another one. You can't say fisherman anymore. You have to say fisher them.
What about just use the term angler?
No, because that's someone who works out the angle of the dangle. Who sits there and works. That's an angler. So, yeah. Right, come on, Lou. We've got time for one more. Hit us with one more.
Right, then.
And I want no dildos or cactuses in this one, please.
Okay. Occultologists are the same as occultists and they worship Satan.
That is so true. That is just an epiphany of what Ben is. I've seen him went to Baphomet in his house. He just hides it away from everybody.
There is a large difference, and I had to make help aware of this before they put it on TV that I was an occultist.
Mm-hmm.
There is a massive freaking difference. Occultologists are basically, we're basically bookworms, theologians that study a certain subject. Cultists are the ones that run around in black robes, screaming and praying and covering blood all over themselves and dancing around naked around a fire.
There's a really famous quote by, I can't remember what his name is. Joe, the psychologist guy that had that used to study mental illness, but he had mental illness itself. Carl Jung. He wrote in one of his books, as he was talking about the study of occultology, Satanism, and stuff like this. He said that an occultologist studies what the occultists practice.
Yes and no. Because most cultists all practice Satanism. Literally, you can tag every cultist that does an occultist to Satanism.
Yeah, but
occultists tend to study everything before Christianity and somewhat in the late eras of Christianity.
Well, it depends if they study the esocentric or the exocentric. Depends whether they study the inner or outer circle, really, isn't it? Because the inner circle is more Christian based. It's more based around practices of skull and bones and masonry and Templar and that. But when you look at the esocentric, so they're looking from the inside circle out, they're studying all the stuff from the ancient Sumeria and all the old the stuff that basically me and you focus on more. I'd say we're more exocentric than esocentric.
I don't know, because cultology-wise, I've never really studied Christianity at all in any way, shape, or form.
You're looking from the main circle outwards, so you're exocentric. I mean, the esocentric people look from the outside circle in, so they actually, everything sort of leads to the main religions, the six Abrahamic religions, whereas we look at it from them religions and we take it outside that. So we don't really study what by religion, we study what's outside, so the stuff that's not written. Do you know what I mean? Sarah's saying, nothing wrong with being a naked theologist, though, like me. Oh my God.
Welcome, Sarah.
Jeez. Sarah, you all right? Jess, can you just pop round to her house and just make sure she's got no cactuses, please? Thank you.
Oh, dear.
Oh my days. Never a dull moment.
We'll definitely have to do part 2.
Yeah,
Because I've got other stories to tell.
I'm
I've got
slightly worried.
all the bullet points here.
we're gonna have to worry. We're gonna have to read these other stories first.
Is that your book, Bunny?
Mm,
That's my worry.
yeah. Well, we can do part 2 next Friday. I'm up for a little bit of time this week to sort of look at some myths and some theories myself.
Yeah.
I always say that, never do it, but this time I'm going to try. So yeah, like we've come to the end of the show. I'm sorry I was late tonight, guys. We was out getting some food and totally forgot about the time. Yeah, probably Jessica. She probably will be Starkers completely. I just hope she's cut her toenails. It's a bit of a turn off, but anyway. So yeah, we've come to the end of the show. I want to thank Ben and Lou for starting the show. I was late, and good on you guys. I also want to thank Lou for a riveting story that I would never have thought to have read in my life. So yeah, is there anything you guys want to add before we go?
No, not really. I will be doing. I can't. No one can follow up after Lou's story.
No, we're all gobsmacked.
It's kind of left me. It's literally left me gobsmacked.
Yeah.
Sunday there will be a show. I know we've not had a few shows on, guys. We've been busy with stuff, mainly personal stuff. Like I said, I lost my job because my boss, bless him, Tony, passed away. A couple of weeks ago. Was it last week? Week before? Sort of lost track of time.
Yeah,
Week
2
before
weeks
that.
ago.
He passed away, bless him, at 84. Died doing what he loved. He was a ballroom dancer, and he did a competition, sat down, and he just passed away. The guy was an absolute legend. Unfortunately, he didn't have a will, and he took the entire company with him. So we all became jobless Monday morning. Yes, I'm just the reason that's why it's been a bit manic behind the scenes at the minute. But yeah, we all get back to normal.
Buster, that's his big one.
Buster, shut up.
Come here, big baby.
Yes, things are hopefully going to get back to normal soon with the Sunday show. So that's it from us, guys. I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, that's it.
So, guys and girls, it's bye from myself and bye from Ben and Lou.
Yeah.
And remember, guys, if there's no other explanation, there is always the other dimension.